I said, yo, me like got me up. I want to be live where I swear. Now he said, Bobby rapping my phone, man, I get it. The market was doing, I'm breaking the profit. On my way, people calling me names. All the trouble I see, I ain't do at the peace. When the suffering, the success, I can't pay the phone, how I get paid. Sooner or later, my hustle pay. Never, and I'm rushing myself. Keep it cool, everything I have a CC. Too much rushing, I probably chasing. One day. One day. One day,
I'm also gonna pay one day. Any mess can go see my face. Me pa no and I watching it. One day, success gonna come my way. I know my hustle gonna pay one day. Any mess can gonna see my face. Me pa no and I watching it. One day, success gonna come my way. Yeah. My mama was so angry. My papa was so angry. My friend was your money. Any mess that will come on and miss. So I on my way. 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 I'm on my way to this place and I'm looking for money. Looking for money, oh. Looking for money. I want make mama happy. Want make papa happy. Want make all my brothers and sisters to come around me. Yeah. Why you know you hustle? Why saying the book by the Genesis? Shall come at the fire, shall come at the power. I feel never be working on Wednesday. In my love for the mind, in my love for the mind. All in the dark, all in the week, all in the sun. Mama was so angry. My papa was so angry. My friend was your money. Any mess that will come on and miss. So I on my way. 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 I on my way.
Amando, you are.
From Fit First RI, located 1655 Elmwood Ave, Princeton, Rhode Island. We take care of all your personal training needs. We have 7 trainers here, including 2 boxing trainers. So whatever your goals, we can help you out. Come through, hit us up 401-588-9517. We are Fit First RI on Instagram and all social media platforms.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Eternal Commandment, Glapohkpa Chesson talk show. We woke up this Thursday morning, October 27th, to upper 50 degrees in Providence, Rhode Island. And we're going up to the upper 60s this morning. But unlike yesterday where it was overcast and cloudy and all of that, today's going to be sunny. So the high might be 66 and above. Whatever it is, enjoy your day. Safety first. Okay? Now, we know that in Cincinnati, the officials there are concerned about Halloween and how the young kids are going to celebrate with their parents or not. And all the issues that occur during Halloween celebrations. Trick-or-treating, when the children go out to trick-or-treat for candies. There are accidents, all kind of mishaps during those events, especially sometimes when parents are not with them. So Cincinnati is debating right now whether they should have trick-or-treating only on the weekends, only on Saturday, or pick one day during the week that they would have it where the parents would be there, the whole city would be alert that it's a trick-or-treat day and the cars would be more considerate of the children or in the street. And the parents would be with them too. So they want to take a day, but parents would be off when they go trick-or-treating. So that's the first issue of safety. We know about the issues of candies and drugs and all those things. We're always mindful of them. So wherever you go, just be careful. Know whose house you're going to, and just bear that in mind. Okay? So there are other places being considering one day for Halloween trick-or-treating during the Halloween season to avoid all the issues that come up because children run all through the streets during Halloween looking for candy and all those things, and they lead to accidents and all things. So people want to be more cautious and want, especially for parents, to be there with their children too. Okay, so that's an issue with Halloween. We know that in Rhode Island, there are two candidates running for Congressman Langevins' congressional seat in the United States Congress. And those two men are Mayor Fung and our treasurer, Mr. Magaziner. So right now they are neck to neck, man. It's tight. They did a polling recently, and they're both at 38%. So these guys fighting the dukes in the up, man, to go to Congress and represent Rhode Island in the United States Congress. What else is in the news? Liberty Party is having a protest tomorrow at the National Election Commission. There's also issues coming up now with the new Chief Justice, Yo. People are complaining that her latest move is not productive. It's not in the best interest of promoting law and order and fair play in Liberia. We know that the judge of the commercial court, Judge Mappy, has been in trouble because of Brochure, this Liberian called Brochure, who had $3 million plus in his bank account, and he filed a case, or he has some issue with another family that own another company related to the Salifs. They're in there. So him and them are in court claiming that whatever the issue is either belongs to Brochure or belongs to the company that belongs to the Salifs. So while this case is in court, the judge of the commercial court who is handling the case put a freeze or hold on Brochure's bank account of over $3 million. Now, all of a sudden, all of that money has disappeared. The judge, Mappy, and the other criminals in the court been stealing the people money been ordering the bank to release money to them. So the guy money, all the $3 million gone. So they brought a complaint against Judge Mape before the Supreme Court. And the whole Supreme Court decided to punish her. So they meted up a punishment against her, which some people felt wasn't fair enough. It didn't go far enough to punish a judge for stealing one of the litigants' money, who's before. So now this case has been pending and we have been hearing about it from Costa and all over. Now Mape becomes judge. She was one of the people that sat on the panel of justices that decided to punish Miss Mape, and the punishment didn't go too far. They didn't ask her to bring the man money back. So there's no reimbursement of the man money. So they just punish her, well, they slap on the wrist. So everybody pissed off, but that too. Now this new judge here, Nana Yo, comes in, and she goes and overturns the whole decision of the Supreme Court bench. Because it wasn't one justice that decided to punish the commercial court judge. It was a bench of judges, associate justices. So now Nana Yo becomes Chief Justice. She alone goes and overturns the decision of justices and set Mape free. Now we know that this nepotism and favoritism, I know Nana Yo personally. We went to school together. We're all cutting together. We know each other personally. I know Mape personally. And I didn't go for that mess she did. Because the corruption in your country got to stop. I know Eva Mape very personal, just as she and Nana Yo, and they know each other. And this is the problem with our country. The association, the nepotism, the corruption, all of that is involved in it. So how can you come and overturn this thing that the courts, the justices of the Supreme Court acted on, and you alone, judge alone, come and overturn the whole thing and free the woman? You see, this is the kind of corruption that goes on in the country. The woman hasn't even sat on the bench to act yet, and her first action is a corrupt action. It's corrupt. So who's supposed to give Brosha his money back? But that's why we stand on this issue. And this is why my topic today is what it is today. On domestic abuse and other types of violence against women in our country. We got to deal with that. Okay? And number two, we're going to look at politics in Liberia and how it is so damn confusing and discombobulated. So let me take a break and we'll come back. And I want to remind you right now, before I put my ad on, the Black Business Association of Rhode Island Black Business Association, RIBBA, is having its gala tomorrow. So please find out, you hear the ad is coming on now. Please attend that gala and support the Black Business Association. We don't support each other enough. We need to do more for each other. Because there's no reason that Black people in Rhode Island cannot go and support this event tomorrow. And even if you can't go, send a check of your donation for the affairs tomorrow to the Black Business Association, because that is the biggest gala. Okay? I will not be here tomorrow after my show, so I am sending my check to Miss Lisa Wrangling in support of the Black Business Association of Rhode Island. And you should do the same. So let's listen to Lisa as she appeals to us to do what I just said. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Tony Commander J.R. Glapohkpa Chesson talk show. This morning, I'm at the Black Business Association. And before me is the founder and CEO, Miss Lisa Wrangling. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning, Chesson. Thank you so much for being here with us. We are so excited when you come through these doors. It's always so refreshing to see you and to welcome you to the Rhode Island Black Business Association. And of course, I am your awesome friend, Miss Lisa Ranglin, founder and CEO of this great organization we go by and call REBA.
Lisa, tell us about REBA.
Yeah, REBA is an organization. Can you imagine? We're going on 12 years old. Rhode Island Black Business Association was founded to create opportunities and build community through business development. And we support small businesses. We help them with access to capital, access to technical assistance for them to grow and thrive and create jobs. And we know when businesses are creating jobs, they actually hire real people. We are moving people from poverty to sustainability. It's a win-win for all of us. In addition, we offer a 7-month leadership development training program that is geared towards high-performing professionals. Again, in Rhode Island, we know that we're hearing people are saying we can't find people of color, Black and brown leaders. Well, in partnership with University of Rhode Island and the Department of Labor and Training, we are offering a 7-month leadership development training program that is going to impact companies out there. So any company that wants to diversify their workforce, they need to connect with the Rhode Island Black Business Association. We can help them with their talent development, their pipeline program. Right now, we have over 50 professionals that will be starting in the next cohort in the fall, in October. And again, this is a program that is funded by DLT and in partnership with University of Rhode Island. We are changing the face of leadership in Rhode Island. In addition, we have several other programs. The microloan program, which grants loan anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000. And we have a forgivable loan program up to $5,000. You can find us on web, www.ri-bba.org, or you can call the office at 401-383-1179. We look forward to servicing you. Join us.
What message do you have for the people?
Well, we have our upcoming gala coming up October 28th. Friday, October 28th, it will be at the Omni. Tickets will go on sale. Early bird tickets will go on sale very shortly. Connect us, and we look forward to servicing you and having a good time this fall.
Thank you very much, Lisa.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
We look forward to talking with you again soon.
Alrighty. Take care. Stay blessed.
Bye-bye. It's good to be back. Now, let's look at the issues of domestic and other types of violence against our women. You know, domestic violence and violence against Liberian women is not nothing new. It's been going on from time immemorial. It's just that now we are more liberated than before. Than in the 1980s, people speaking out more against the government and against the atrocities going on in our community, society, and communities. So we're seeing more issues and topics involving women and the types of violence against them. We have domestic violence. That's one of the things we talk about, because when men and women live together, especially when men consider themselves to be dominant, the dominant factor in the household, it can lead to problems too. Because in this day and age, our women are becoming educated, our women are becoming liberated, our women are becoming outspoken. And these things can lead to serious issues in the home, especially if our people are not worldly oriented. We still into that cultural setting, into that medieval lifestyle. So these are things that bring up issues. So other than domestic violence, we have other kind of violence against women, man. Look at all the rapes. Look at all the beating of women up, killing them. Look at it. Our own cultural practices. FMG. Female genital mutilation. To some women, that's a form of violence, especially those women who abhor that kind of treating or hate that kind of treating, that kind of treatment. So even though it's traditional, it can be painful and hurtful and an unwanted experience. So let's look at all the different kind of violence, where all these things stem from. The primary reason we all know it stems from our African traditional roots. Our African traditional roots tell us that women are not the equals of men. Women are chattel. What is chattel? Chattel is property. Goat, cow, chair, bench, that's chattel. So under our traditional setting, it demeans women. It puts them down so low that women are not even human. They are chattel. They are properties of the men. They don't have no standing in our society when it comes to our tradition. You remember, it still goes on in our traditional society. The woman got to walk 2 or 3 steps behind the man. Some culture. Other culture, the women got to walk 2 or 3 steps before the man. Because he won't see his property go on being protected. So everything is changing now. We're not back in the tribal villages no more. We're not down in the trenches no more, where our people have no sense of this civilized way of living and treating women. It's not our culture. That's why we got to teach our people about it. We got to keep preaching it and teach people. We got to set up teams to go through the counties and teach people. This cannot be a governmental issue because the government can't do everything. That's why you see in America, you see certain people form organizations to do things that government should do, but government can't do it because of the vastness of government. Government is too big to consider all of these small things in our communities that we need to take care of. That way you see you have the whatever they call it, the YMCA, the YWCA, you have the Salvation Army, and all these people that go around begging for donations. The same thing Darrell Dillon is doing now with his group for the rehabilitation thing in Liberia. It's not a governmental group, even though he's spearheading it, but you have people supporting it so they can do things for our people that government may not have the resources or money to do. So these private organizations take over the task of raising money. Just what I did in Buddha camp. You see my school on the Buddha camp? We were able to facilitate that school because we wrote letters to people in Rhode Island telling them that there was this need in Ghana because Liberians didn't have no help. Didn't have no governmental initiative there in Ghana. So when I wrote these people, there were some people who sent me 200, 500. You all saw the amounts that were coming in right on the show here, on my show here. Neon Green. Ben Green from Maryland was the first person to give me $500. Then other people started donating 500, 200, 300, and that's how we got the school going. So those are the initiatives that private people do to change our communities and our society because there's a neglect. There are abuses. And if we can motivate people to raise money to bring to light in our community of what needs to be done, that's the effort of private organizations and private people that the government can't handle. Because look at our government. Some of the major abuses of our women coming from our government. Look at the Andrew Anderson case going on right now. Look at all our women that been killed and raped every day. Look at our representative rape his niece, his own niece, and impregnated her. We can't see the girl no more. They hate the girl. You see, these are all the kind of abuses that go on because everybody depending on government to do these things. The government cannot do it. And you see, when we initiate the efforts to do these things, we have to understand one thing. And you see that what got me in problem with some of these women organizations of Liberians that are advocating for women rights and women protection and all that. My problem with them is sometimes they don't know where their limits are. They don't know where their rights begin and where their limits are. So they take their advocacy overboard. And it discourages other people from interacting with them. Because when you take over an issue and say you're fighting for women's rights, not everything everybody say has to do with women's rights. Not everything everybody say is against women's rights. You can't just go out listening for everything somebody say about women and you attack them. No, you can't do that. I'm a free man. I can say any damn thing I want to say. If women wrong, I will tell you they're wrong. That don't mean I'm against women's rights. Women got problems too, so you want to tell me women don't have no problems? There are many problems. Our leaders got problems. We got problems too. The problem is shared. It's not restrictive. So if women got problems and I want to say a woman got problems, I will say it. And if you're a woman rights organization, you better be careful how you attacking me. Because when you attack people on what they say and you don't know the people, you got to ask them, what are you trying to say? What's your premise? Ask them. You can't just jump on and say, oh, because the person said women this and oh, you hate women, you don't like women, you're bad, you do like this man. You know you can't do those kind of things. When you do those kind of things, it demonstrates that you yourself don't have an understanding of your advocacy. Because despite the fact that we're trying to prevent violence against women, we also have to listen to other people's issues too and know that there are women that have issues too. Yes, we're fighting for women, but there are some women that bring about their own issue. Some women, just like men, they're argumentative, they like fighting, they like cussing. So you got to be careful. If you watch Judge Judy and all these shows in America, you see how to deal with those cases too. Because on Judge Judy shows, she will tell a woman, you're lying. I know you're lying because this man will not do those kind of things based on the facts. Because a woman go to court to lie, to put the man in trouble, to break the man down financially. So if you're a good judge and experienced judge, only an experienced judge know those kind of things. A new judge doesn't know those kind of things. Because it's through experience that you learn the kind of cases that come to you, that you learn how to decipher truth from lies, that you learn how to interrogate the parties or the opposition or whatever it is. That's where we get our skills from doing it over and over and listening to people complain and people lies and different things. So you know how to decipher the lie from the truth and it's based on experience. Same thing where I work in corrections. When you're a correctional officer, if you don't have 10 years on the job, you don't have experience. And that's very true. Anything under 5 years, after 5 years, you start getting experience. That's why anybody in America asks you, the first thing they ask you if you're an officer, how long you been working there? There's a reason why they're asking you that question. If you don't understand the reason why, because when you answer that question, they know whether you are a seasoned officer or just a little rookie. Because anything under 5 years, you're a rookie. Because it takes years to learn people behaviors, people lies, people deception. It takes years. That's why you see with me, I don't play bullshit with stupidness. I've been in correctional and criminal field too long. I live with people that lie and steal and are deceitful too long. too long. That's why I listen to some people. As soon as the first 3 words come out, I can tell you who you are. 3 words to make a sentence come out of your mouth. I can evaluate you and tell you who you are. Because I've been in it for years. I've seen people mannerisms that behave, the physical traits and things, actions, and the way they move their bodies and physical attributes. You look at a mannerism. I know I'm talking to somebody when they behave in certain way. I know whether you're lying to me or not. Or I have a good indication of whether you're lying or not. Because I've dealt with so many criminals. That was something you hear people talking to other people, the people that, oh, we're so sorry. Oh, God, bless this person. Oh, Lord, go to heaven. Go to... And I would come in and listen to this person. I said, get that damn person out of there. Put that person in jail. They said, oh, Chesson, why are you talking to that person? He's so good. He's so nice. I said, get that person out of here. Because I've dealt with that kind of person. And I know that kind of person. Like one day, kid came to me and my wife were sitting outside our yard one day. And this kid just came up to her, on the street. So we're just sitting outside on the stairs talking. And this kid was passing. He came, oh, I'm out of school. My things, and you were talking the way you were talking. I knew right away you was a scamster. And yeah, my wife there, oh, that sounds so sorrowful. Oh, Ronnie. And my wife looking at me, oh, I'm just looking at her up and down. I said, what are you talking about? I said, you better get away from me. Oh, no, I'm trying to do this. My wife said, oh, no, Rodney, let's listen to him. My wife went and gave that boy $50, I think, because the boy said he wanted. I was so pissed. I didn't say anything, though, because I didn't want her. Me and her were getting into it right there because she was, oh, he's so. The man got no shite. The man hair all rumpled up. His trousers all down, his legs. Right there, that man got nothing good to give her. What kind of man will come sweating all through the street? So she just listened to him. Oh, yes. Oh, he's so nice. I was so mad. Then after she gave the guy the $50, he said, oh, I will come by tomorrow and cut your grass. And just, she said, no, we don't need to cut the grass, just to the flowers. Just cut the flowers. We ain't seen him yet. So the next day my wife said, oh, he didn't come. I said, yes, he's coming. You wait for him. Go sit outside there and wait for him. I told you these men are criminal. Look at the man right away. Sweating, all hair, all water coming out of your arm, coming from running. I don't know if he was running from a crime or something. Then he got there telling my wife how he's struggling and been trying to look for a job and he won't go to school. As soon as he talked about school, I knew it was all right there. Because as soon as he started talking about education, he noticed my wife started getting interested in what he was saying, Then I said, oh, then he talked about, I won't go back to school, when in college. I said, I want to stump that guy. That one bored my wife. I know another woman where I used to work one time. Anything you want from a woman, just call Jesus' name. Just say, oh, I love Jesus. And Jesus, it finished. It finished. You would get anything from that woman. And all of us knew her. All of us working on her knew her. So when everybody come to complain about anything, we said, go to the boss. They said, oh, but the boss. I said, just say Jesus. Just talk about Jesus. They said, oh, yeah. Yeah, just talk about Jesus. Say Jesus is love and Jesus will save me and Jesus will guide me. I pray that Jesus will be by my side. Just say something about Jesus. And sure enough, they go to the office. She be wanting to beat them and punish them. They said, ma'am, I try to get nice to Jesus, but it's hard. Oh, you did? You did? Did you read this poem? Did you read this paragraph in the Bible? It will save your life. You know that? Come, let me show you the thing. All of that. The whole thing changed from punishing that person now to saving their lives in Jesus' name. It never went wrong, man. It never went wrong. Anytime people come with a complaint to me and they say, oh, Chesson, I said, man, go to my boss, just talk about Jesus. You said. And sure enough, they'll come up, man, thank you, man. Hey, if Jesus worked with her, I would send people to save their lives. She won't save lives. We work in the criminal agents here. You want to save lives? Go there. Go. I said, go talk about Jesus. I said, all you got to say, now am I trying to change my life because I think I went astray from Jesus. Oh, Lord, come on. So you can either read this. Some fool says, love thy Lord, and do this. You see, people taking off course and off track because of all these kind of things. So I don't want to go astray from what my topic is today. But our women are precious to us. Our women are smart. Liberian women are smart. And if you think they're dumb and want to mistreat them, you're a fool. You're a fool. Whether they're educated or not, they're bringing something to the table. Our women can work. Our women are productive. Our women strive to be self-sufficient. And that will come and piss off with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf above all things. Despite, her wickedness, what she did to our women was wrong, man. How you see the masses of uneducated women? Masses. Then you come and want to educate them in 12 years. That can't happen. That can't happen. All our indigenous women are not prone to civil education, to formal education. So you look for what can empower them to make their own money, to be their own people, to step forward. And that's what our women need. Our women don't need no formal education. Yes, some of them want to pursue it. Those who want to pursue it, we have the Ministry of Education. We decipher that. You can apply for scholarship. But the masses of Liberian women, they need empowerment. They need how to make money. They need to learn how to make money because our women are productive. They are hardworking. They are self-sufficient more than Liberian men. Liberian women will get out in the field to do work that Liberian men cannot do, don't want to do, too damn lazy to do. Look at Ghana. You saw the picture from Ghana of the people making palm oil and palm kernels and all those things, the oil and everything. That women doing that thing, not men. They show the whole compound, nothing but women. No shoes, walking on the kernels. Because our women are productive. In the African setting, the women take care of the home. The women take care of the farm. The man's job is to go hunt. So when they're hunting out there, looking for food to bring home, the women working. And in our African setting, women have not been treated equally. That's why women do most of the work because the men think they are property. So the men's job to sit down, relax, go hunting, come back, sit down, let the women go to the farm, let her raise the children, let her do the palm oil, palm kernel, every kind of thing, let her do it. That's the inequality in our society right there. So I don't want to go long. I almost, for 45 minutes with it, 30 minutes with this issue. But this is a serious problem in our society. And I think government can't handle it. All these women in America with their different organizations need to form groups in Liberia, not only to be reactive. That means act after things happen. No, they got to be proactive. We got the same group you're setting up. You got to set up group to go educate people in the villages, in the town, set up a team from Monk County, a team from Nimba County, and let those people go through the counties, educating people. They can take buses. They don't have to have offices. They can ride from town to town and do domestic education, domestic, what do you call it? We call it home economics. The home economics have to do with baking bread and hospitality and all of that. That's that type. But when you're going out to educate people, we could have a moving van, a moving bus, where the people will go in there from county from city to city every day and just sit down and educate people, educate our people how to treat women, how to be nice to women, do less kids. You carry actors from city to city every day, do the skits of how to treat your women. And all those things will help to enlighten our people and move them away from that cultural thinking that women are property. We need to do skits and do their plays and things from city to city, show the people how to treat women, how to be nice to women, how to bow to women, how to open doors for women, how to do those courteous things, chivalrous things that men are supposed to do. So that's my lesson for this morning. And as I said, if we need to do changes in our country, government can't do it all. Sometimes government itself can be the problem. That's why we need civil organizations of people who have interests in certain things in our community. We got drugs. We need rehabilitation. We got elderly people there. Then we need elderly help because at a certain age, certain people can't take care of their own children, big families. We need special care for our elders. In America, they call it nursing home. Okay? They call it, how you call it? I added what the other name? Assisted living, where people can still do things for themselves, but they just need people to come in once in a while to check on them, to make sure they're not falling, they're not blind, they're not, all these things we need to develop in our country. Because when we develop them, it will change the perception of our people and we'll be more concerned about our women, about our children, about the growth and healthiness of our society. Our luta continua. My class is done on this topic. Let me take a break, then we'll talk on this confused politics in the Republic of Liberia.
West African, mainly Liberian dishes.
How long has this business been in operation?
We've been in business for about 5 years now.
How has the cooperation of the community been?
It's been pretty much supportive, not just Africans, but also our brothers and sisters of the African American community also been supportive, as well as other African and even other nationalities. So far, so good. We've been having a lot of support from different ethnic groups and different nationalities.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Tony Commander J.R. Glapohkpa Chesson. This morning, I'm in Seeker on Thornton Avenue at Sarcastic Sweets. I'm here with the proprietor. Ma'am, could you introduce yourself to us and tell us how long you've been here?
So, my name is Nina Reed. I'm from Anchorage, Alaska, but I've had the store here in I had it based in Rhode Island for 10 years, where I had my food truck, and this is our first year in Seekonk, Massachusetts. So we've been here for a full year as of August 19th.
So tell us about Sarcastic Sweets.
So, what to tell you about Sarcastic Sweets? We started out as a food truck. We do custom orders, cakes, weddings, pickups, deliveries, birthday parties, colleges, fundraisers, churches, very important to me. we do all of those types of events, but then we were finally able to get a store through a lot of savings and fundraising and things like that here in Seekonk, Massachusetts. So we still service Rhode Island quite a bit, but we also service a lot of Massachusetts. And we have the bakery portion, which is Sarcastic Sweets, and the Alaska Treehouse portion of things, which is the breakfast, lunch, smoothies, cafe portion of things. So you can come in and do your work like an internet cafe, or you can have breakfast with your family, or lunch. We do breakfast all day, because in Alaska you can have breakfast any time of the day. Any time of the day could be breakfast. Pastries, movie, special orders.
This is fantastic. Oh Lord, our confused politicians and politics in Liberia, man. Every day is getting confused, more discombobulated, more backwards. We don't know who's going with this politics, man. All we know we have an election next year, right? We don't know what's going to happen, man. You see, I always tell you, as a political scientist, I don't want to listen. I don't want to see. Okay? Sometimes you got to watch. Anticipate. Look forward to things based on your experience of Liberian people. I told you, as soon as people got coming on saying, oh, there may be no this, and then they will change the topic. And those are people from the government sector. Once you hear them talking like that, they were just they're hinting. They're throwing it out there. And I told you, I say, as a political scientist, you got to listen to everything people come out of Liberian people's mouths. You don't listen, you can be screwed. And they will tell you you're screwed because you should have listened instead of talking. That was something you got to listen to what people are saying. And that one habit or practice I got from prison. Because you can't keep talking. Everything that comes out of people's mouth has a meaning. Even the criminals, even the uneducated people, when they're talking, you got to listen to them. Because they might be telling you something for your own good, and you might think it doesn't matter, but it may matter. Everybody is significant to the setting that you're in. If you're in Liberia, you have to pay attention to Liberian people, whether they can speak English or not, because they got something to tell you. You in America, it's a different setting. So look at our politics now. This is not the first time we've been so confused and discombobulated, but at least in the past, we have one-party system. You know, everybody get confused right in the party, then the president comes and say, so one. Everybody says, so. When you look at problem finish resolution, so one. So, the problem finish. Okay? It's different this time now. Like remember, you don't want to say so when you just so one, go to hell. This so one, like you. It's so not so one no more. Okay? But despite the fact that there's no social one, there's confusion. At least with the social one, you have one man that was a voice. Now everybody got a voice. And it can be problematic. It can destroy things. It can make things stagnant, where everybody want to express their opinions. Huh? Everybody got opinions, but that don't mean everybody got to express their opinions at the same time. We're not going nowhere. You in a room with 50 people, everybody want to talk at the same time. We're not going nowhere. And this is why our countries keep going backwards. Because everybody want to talk. Everybody want to show that they got knowledge. Everybody want to show that they know the subject matter. And then we keep asking the same question over and over. We keep behaving the same way over and over. And we're not going nowhere. That's why we're stagnant. We take one foot forward. Everybody, oh, where you going? Did we say we're going there? Is that the truth? Who said that they will vote on it? That they will make a decision? I don't think so. Who made that? All these foolish things. That because Everybody is not in sync. Some people come to the meeting, some people don't come to the meeting. When we go to vote now, and they come to the meeting, they want to know why we voted on this topic. Who passed that topic? You weren't at the meeting. Yeah, well, everybody explained it to me now. So we got to go back. We got to open all the topics to explain to them one rooster why we're voting this way. And this is a problem. This was one of the reasons I stopped going to the Liberia Community Association meeting, because everybody wanted to talk. Everybody felt they had a voice. Everybody felt they knew how things ran. And we didn't get nowhere, because when everybody got a voice, when everybody feel they know where we're going, when everybody know everything, that's fighting. Then we can't agree. That's why we have systems of leadership. Just in the courts. You think the Chief Justice don't have all kind of issues to discuss? Everybody calling the Chief Justice, let that deal with the issue. But when the Chief Justice come forward, he got the cases he want to put up for this session, and he put it up hard. When the speaker come, everybody want the speaker do this. Well, let's investigate this. Let's do this. The speaker can't do everything everybody wants. So when the speaker come, he take the most important issues where majority of the people have concerns about. Those are the issues you bring forward. The other issues, less minor, you bring it in the next session or whatever you can. So that's how our society works. But right now, you got everybody want to do everything. Everybody want to lead. Everybody got opinion. Everybody want to lie. Everybody want to understand everything. Everybody know everything. And this is where we are. Because the more Liberian people know, say they know, the more Liberian people say they can do, the more Liberian people say they understand, they don't understand. They're lying. No. That's why you see when you're dealing with Liberian people, when they say, oh yeah, I understand. No. Show me you understand it. Give them a test. And if they pass that test, you're not still accepting it again, getting another one. Because everybody will come and say they can do it. Because all are exposed to TV, radio, and all these things that bring innovation into our homes. So when we see things on TV, we think we can do it, but in the actual practical way of doing it, we may miss steps. Because we never practiced it before. We just saw it on TV and said, oh yeah, we can do that same thing. No, you can't. No, you can't. That's why places like the United States Army, you don't know how in the army we go over things over and over. You don't know it. You got to know it. Because in the army and the police, those kind of things, you got to act on instincts. On instincts. And that training. That's what we do, training over and over and over and over. So when things happen, you know exactly what to do. It's an instinctive action. You got to think. You got to look in the book. You just know what to do right away. Because you have gone over that same scenario in your mind, in physical training, over and over again. That's why it's always good to have retraining. You can't just get out of the police force in 1980 and stay in the police force for 30, 40 years. You don't go to retraining. No, you got to go to retraining. Because retraining reunites all those things you will forget. Sometimes you say you will forget. Under the law, anything over 6 months is prone to forgetfulness. Anything over 3 months, anything over 2 months. But there's a limit on the law, because after a certain period of time, you don't expect people to remember, especially if it's not in writing. There were certain things that you had the parole, how you call it? The parole, I'm not practicing my law. The parole evidence rule. That's the parole evidence rule. Everything got to be in writing. Everything that will last for over 6 months got to be in writing. Because you can't remember everything forever. Even if you got good memory, after 6 months, your memory starts to fade if you're not dealing with issue every day. So the parole evidence rule says anything you and somebody discussing that will last over a certain period of time, it must be in writing. If it's not in writing, it's not acceptable. Because after 6 months, if you just talk agreement, you will forget. He said, yeah, I told you. No, it wasn't part of it. Yeah, no, yeah. You know, the courts don't want that. So after everything, you follow the parole evidence rule. If it's not in writing, it can't stand. If it's in writing, you want to change it, you got to put it in writing. That's the parole evidence rule. Everything in writing must be done in writing. So if me and you make an agreement in writing, anything you want to change in that agreement, even if the agreement say, my boy Roland supposed to open the door every morning 6 o'clock. And for some reason, we can't make it every morning 6 o'clock. You can't go change that thing that Samuel Toy, go take our road fund money and steal it. You can't do that because the road fund money was passed by an act of the legislature. Nobody can change that except the legislature. So if they say you may open the door 6 o'clock and you come, there's a reason why we can't open the door 6 o'clock. You got to call me and say, my man, can we renegotiate at this point? You can't change the policy in the contract. You do anything to change it. You call me and say, Chester, I want to change the thing. I say, okay, go ahead. And you go change it, I can sue you. I can sue you because it got to be in writing. That's a parole evidence rule. Everything that has to do come in writing got to be in writing. So you can't change nothing unless it's in writing. You follow me and do yes say, that yes say. That yes say. Even if you go to court and say Chesson said it and I don't talk, I just stand in court. Under the law, sometimes silence does not mean consent. You got to understand that. You hear people say, oh, you silent, you get it, you get. No, not under the law sometimes. Because under the law, you have a right to remain silent. Don't forget that. To protect your own interests. My class is done. 8 p.m., 8 a.m., 7 a.m., sorry. Oh, Lord, it's 7 a.m. It's time for me to amuse Mordecai on leave. I got to check it out. My people, my lesson is done. We're in a confused state in Liberia. We know that. And with the Unity Party or the Liberty Party or the Alternative National Party or even Cassell Party, he in jail. You see how terrible the situation is? They make a Liberia from political party come home to get money to put him in jail for fraud. So anyway, Attorney Commander J.R. Glapohkpa Chesson class is done. And I'm out of here. See you tomorrow. Stay safe. And don't do what I wouldn't want you to do.